Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show y'all how I came up with this natural flawless spring makeup look. If you're looking for something maybe for prom, or maybe if you're going to be a guest at a wedding, or you're going to maybe a special event and you want something that's a bit more glammed up than like your everyday makeup look, but you still want something that looks nice and natural, then maybe you will like this tutorial. So before we get started, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, and also make sure that you click on the notification bell so you'll know as soon as I upload a video. So with that being said, let's just jump right into the tutorial. I'm using two different foundations today and I'm going to mix them together. This is Bare Minerals BarePro in the color 24 Nutmeg, and this is Laura Mercier in the color 5C1. So the Bare Minerals foundation is a little too light for me, and the Laura Mercier foundation is too dark. So I decided to mix them together one day, and I really love the finish of it. So I'm doing about maybe 2 parts of the Bare Minerals to 1 part of Laura Mercier. And I'm going to use the Sonia Kashuk brush, or sponge rather, to blend them out. I decided to mix these two together like off of a whim, just because since neither one works on its own, they're just sitting around. I can get away with the Bare Minerals one by itself if I go over it and do like some bronzing and all that, but the Laura Mercier one I simply could not use, so I decided to try and mix them just to see if I could get some use out of them. And in addition to it being a nice color match for my skin, I also really love the finish of it. So I'm just making sure that I have even coverage all over my face. One of the things I notice sometimes when I look at my videos in playback, like after I've already blended out my foundation, I may have like missed a spot here and there. So I like to just take my time and just really make sure that I have even coverage all over. In this foundation, or I should say these two foundations together, they're a bit more full coverage than I usually go for, but they don't feel like heavy on my face. And I do really like the finish of it, even though it is a bit more full coverage. But because it is more full coverage, for me, I would reserve this for like more special occasions, just for like a, you know, day-to-day wear. I don't really do too much full coverage. Okay, next I'm going to highlight parts of my face with some concealer, and I am going to use 2 different concealers. The first one is the NYX HD Concealer. This is in the color Tan. I'm going to use this to highlight right under my eye, and I'm just dabbing it on. And I'm going to blend that out with my Colourpop F5 brush. And I like using a brush under the eye because I feel like it keeps the concealer like more concentrated. It doesn't like shear the concealer out as much as a sponge would. And directly under that, I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is the color Chestnut, and I'm going to use that directly under the NYX concealer on my under eye area. And I'm also going to put some of this right in the center of my forehead, just a very tiny bit on my forehead because I have a big forehead, so I don't want to highlight it too much. I'm going to use my sponge again, and I'm just going to blend that out. This NARS concealer is just a little bit lighter than my skin tone, so it helps to balance the center of my face out. I don't like putting a very light concealer right under my eye because of the bags that I have right there. I'm going to put a little bit more of this concealer like right on the sides of my nose. The NARS concealer. Alright, I'm going to use my PatrickStarrr Set Powder, and I'm going to set just under my eye with this. I'm using the same Colourpop brush. I'm just turning it to the clean side. And I'm just going to pat this on my under eye. And the color of this powder helps to give a little bit of highlight in this area too. Okay, I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm finally finished my brows. That took like 10 minutes. So I usually don't do my brows on camera because it just takes so long to do. But y'all can let me know in the comments if you want me to start including that in my tutorials. But I usually skip over that part because it's just a very time consuming process. So, but I'll have what I used on my brows listed in the description bar. So we're going to move on to the eyes. And I am doing a simple natural eye look today. But with this look, you can, you know, jazz it up if you want. But I'm going to start off with the Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer. This is the one I use all the time. And today I'm going to concentrate this on the lid. I'm going to drag it up just a little bit, but I'm not going to put on as much as I normally would just because I'm doing a simple eye look today and I just don't need as much of this on my eyes today. And I'm going to use a foundation brush and I'm just going to pat that into the skin. I like to really make sure it's laying nice and flat on my eyelid. I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing with my eyes. I'm using the MAC Prissy Princess palette today. This is like my everyday palette. This is what it looks like. I'm going to start off with this color here. This color does have names, but I lost the overlay to it. I'm using my NYX number 16 brush, and I'm going to use this as a transition shade today. And I'm just dragging this all over my lid. And I'm dragging it up just a little bit. My eyeshadow does have to go kind of high because I don't have a whole lot of space like in between my my eyelid and my eyebrow. So I do drag mine up kind of high so you can see it. Now I'm going in with this dark brown color here, and I'm using my M506 brush, and I'm going to use that to very, very slightly darken up this area right here, so that it has more of like a almost like a fake crease and some dimension on my lid. And I'm just dragging it all across the lid. I'm not doing like any type of like intricate eyeshadow look today. Alright, now I'm taking my M167 brush and I'm going in with this color here, and I'm going to pack that over most of the lid. I'm going to pick up some of the color on the brush, and then I'm going to wet the color so that it's more concentrated, and I'm just using a primer spray for that. And I am going to just pack that all over my lid. I was going to put another color like right in the center of, right in the inner corner of my lid, but I think I'm just going to keep this color going all over the lid. I'm going back in with my M506 brush, and I'm going to pick up some of that dark brown color again. and I'm just going to sweep it right back over. I guess this would be like my natural crease. I just feel like I raised up the shimmery color just a little bit more than I wanted it to be raised. So I'm just covering it back up just a little bit. I'm taking my M124 brush and I'm going to go back in with this dark brown color here, and I'm going to concentrate that on the outer part of my lower lash. Then I'm taking this color here and I'm going to put that on the rest of my lower lash line. I'm going to take this silvery color here and I'm going to use that for an inner corner highlight. Next, I'm going to bronze my skin, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This one is in the color 40 Dark, and I like using this because it has somewhat of a almost like a reddish undertone to it. So I feel like it works well with my skin tone. I'm just picking some of that up on a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to bronze my forehead. I'm going to start in the middle and then work my way down to each brow. One thing about this powder, I mean, it's a loose powder, so it does the same thing that all loose powders do, but it gets kind of like all over the place. Like all over my table. Even though I have a pretty large forehead, I do like to go kind of light on my bronzer on my forehead area, just so that I don't accidentally put too much product there. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit more on the brush and I'm going to just squeeze this brush together so that I can hit my my cheek area. So I'm just very lightly applying this like right above the hollows of my cheek. And then I'm going to take what's left and I'm going to hit my jawline. I'm going to zoom you out just a little tiny bit so you can see. I feel like you can't see my whole face like this. Okay. So I'm just hitting my jawline. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. And for blush today, I'm using the Milani Baked Blush, and this is in Luminoso. This is the one that I use on most days. I'm going to use my NYX number 3 brush because it's nice and dense. And this is the brush that I'll use like if I really want my blush to pop a little bit. So I like to start it like right on the apples of my cheeks and then work my way up. And I'm pretty much just like following the same line where my bronzer is. I'm pretty much just placing the blush kind of right on top of that, but following the same line. For highlighter today, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Match Stick, and this one is in the color Cinnamon. When I apply this, I like to put it on a sponge. I'm just gonna like rub it on the sponge and then dab the sponge onto my face, because when I try to apply this, when I try to just rub it right on my face. I feel like it's too, I guess, like it tugs at the skin a little bit. It just doesn't apply very well, you know, straight out of the tube. And then I'm going to go on top of that highlighter with the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Double Gleam. I layered these two highlighters on one day just to see how they would look, and I really liked it, so I'm doing it again today. I'm also going to put just a little bit of this over my brow, down the center of my nose, and then I'm going to switch to a fan brush so I can hit right under my brow. I'm going to set my face with the NYX Matte Finish Spray, and I'm going to put a healthy amount of this all over my face. I'm using the NYX Matte Finish Spray, and I'm going to line my eyes with this. And for mascara, I'm using the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. And what I'm going to do is I'm removing some of the excess product off of the brush because I feel like this mascara gets to be a little clumpy. And for lipstick today, I'm using the NYX Strictly Vinyl Lip Gloss. And this one is in the color Bombshell. This is what the color looks like. I picked this color for today because I think it goes really well with the eyeshadow look. And I think because of my like my highlighter and my blush and all that, I just didn't want a lipstick that was like a little too loud or bold today. So I'm gonna put my earrings on and I'm gonna put my hair down, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, this is the finished look. This is my flawless spring natural looking makeup routine. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed today's video, and I definitely hope that you'll come back for the next one. Until then, here's a couple other videos from my channel that you can check out, so please watch and enjoy. And again, I hope to see y'all back for my next upload. Until then, take care. Bye, y'all.